Right, somebody asked, how the Barbarians play in this. Do they just spam, warrior units? So I've gone back to Legion Triumphant, and I'm going to select the early Germans. I'll leave this as a 400-point army. As you can see, they're kind of down on units. So yeah, they do kind of focus on their impact foot warriors. Protected, average. I can get a good amount of superior cavalry, which is protected again, and some archers and some javelin men. That gives me quite a nice skirmish thing. I do also get access to Sarmatians who've got lances. I'm getting both of those Sarmatians. So that gives me quite a nice armoured. I need to get another sub-commander. I believe that these are both field. Now if we get one troop on one field. So the troop commander I'm going to put with my armoured might, which is going to be 4 units of German cavalry, 2 units of Sarmatians. If I could also squeeze out 2 of them. But yeah, then my 2 other commanders will be taking command of my warrior might. 5 points left. It's not going to get me anything. Oh well. Gallic, the reason for going Gallic would get me some medium foot, which would be better in rough terrain. Also get me 2 extra cavalry. What if I drop that back down to the minimum? Turn this field commander to an allied Gallic commander. Take 2 of them. That uses all my points quite nicely actually. That gives me 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 units of cavalry, some medium foot, bulk of heavy foot, and then quite a lot of archers. Probably actually a little too many in the way of archers, so let's increase the Gallic contingent a little bit. There we go. So, 400 points. Early German Germans. And then 26 to 100 AD. So these guys are pretty much the early Empire enemies, which is why I thought I'd use them. Right, off to find a battle. Right, so we've got the Anglo-Saxons, early Anglo-Saxons here, against my Germans. From that, I assume he's going to be defending here, and he's giving me these nice little rivers to try and come through. This is going to be a pain. Pull my cavalry into one massive, awesome lump of horsey death. So, best I can do is lump up my Gallic warriors about here, and then try and force them through the gaps as quickly as possible. I don't want to deploy them too far that side, just in case he is, got a sub-commander there. Let's see if they're Gallic warriors, they're going to have to come on this side to stay in. I've got a Gallic commander there. These guys. So that'll give me my war band of them. Gallic cavalry. Just to represent them. As I said before, my troop commander there is going to lead the cavalry. and most of my javelin men will be deployed along the line here. I like to space my cavalryman out, my skirmishers out. Don't know if it does any good. So, hopefully I can filter through this gap here, send those guys round, because they're medium, they should be quicker. And the cavalry can do a wide speed, come in the flank, bang. And he's actually gone for a big long line. Time for plan B then. I'm going to move my skirmishers all the way up. Because, you know, I don't want him getting the first shot off if possible. Right. So he's got his nobleman. So the Anglo-Saxons are another barbarian, a bit more, you know, advanced. They've got these guys are disordered because they're in this marshland. If I could get to them, that'd be fantastic. But I'm willing to bet he'll be out here before I run into them. Average protected heavy foot. Average protected heavy foot. Oh, superior protected heavy foot. So his noblemen are there, other heavy. I've got nothing to match them apart from my cavalry. They are swordsmen, so they don't get any bonus. I know they're counting spears, but apparently the way they fight was more like spear swordsmen, so they're counted as being swordsmen, like in the rules. So they don't get any bonus against my cavalry. So hopefully I can smash these guys will come forward here. So what I want to do is move my cavalry off here. Start moving the Gallic warriors up and out into my line. Move these. Yeah. This is going to be more tricky. I'm going to keep them in this formation as much as possible for now. I'm going to see what he does. Apologise if you're a she, but you know, I'm just assuming here. Alright, as I said, heavy foot, a bit less manoeuvrable. Alright, that should be an interesting one. Alright, let's continue to move up. So he's advancing forward. Yep, let's get his men out of that ground. What I want to try and do is eat up these archers if I can. Oh. My main worry now is that my bulk of my line, the way he's formed it, is going to run into these superior noblemen, at which point I'm going to come off worse. What I want to be doing is engaging the warriors. I've obviously got more troops hidden behind the front line. So heavy foot, protected heavy foot. He'll get a reroll, but right, I'm not going to eat the archers up. So what I'll do is I'll move them up and start pelting the front line. Need to get a few disrupteds in there. So far, let's target him because he hasn't got commander back. Oh yeah, of course, I do no damage to the commander. Run them off with my shorter range skirmishes. Can I reach any of the ones I've shot before? No, so I'll take a random pot shot. Not bad, managed to do some casualties. So let's pile the Germans this way. Not advancing all the way because I don't want my Gauls to get too far ahead. These Germans can make use of a double move. Still. General up. Cavalry, I'm going to move up quite heavy. I have a good cavalry. These are still swordsmen. So, on the charge, I don't have to worry too much. On this flank, we use him to run off a skirmisher. Him to run off the other skirmisher. These guys will move forward. Put some javelins into the enemy. Excellent, so I disrupt one I'm never going to target. Of course these guys are superior experience, so they're going to be harder to disrupt anyway. I just really want to whittle them down a little bit. So what I'm going to do next turn is probably shift to the left, to the right sorry, and try and make room for my warriors. Let's see what the end turn does. Nothing. Right, we're going to close in again. Looks like he's going to get out that rough ground before I can get into it. Mostly though on that flank he's holding. Just continue to advance down. Still got a good number of troops I can't see. Oh, he is actually advancing, he's just doing that flank first. Really don't want to have to go up against his nobleman. See what the plan here is, he wants me to try and charge into the rough ground where it will have more effect on me than him. Who have I got that can charge? Not many, so let's move them around into position to drive that guy off. So if I attack them, it's a 25% because he's got defending impact FUD. So I need to disrupt before I go in. Yeah, put some fire to some noblemen. So if I got there, same, you know, chance there, but the difference is his guys are much better than mine. So they're much more likely to get that hit. Thanks to their reroll. Right, throw your warriors out into formation here. Put some guys in there. Don't see any way of this going nicely, to be honest. Let's move me warriors across. I'm actually going to see about holding until he attacks. Put some fire into these warriors. And javelin them. Like I say, I've got a 50-50. The problem is, I don't like the idea of a 50-50 chance. It's not a good roll for me. So, I'll have to see what happens. And, yeah, they'll just charge anyway. And if he charges... Problem is, my guys are barbarians. They're not very good at holding orders. Although sometimes they can get lucky. Shall we see if we get the clash? So the charges are going to get chopped up a bit, especially when you're charging to the elite nobles. Alright. But, you know, what can you say? Holding fairly well. My warriors will probably get hit a bit, yeah. Pretty much what you expect at this point. Yeah, it's going to kill that one. Or not. No, that was pretty damn lucky. At that point I'll take any disruption. Especially if I like and disrupt them medium. Okay, I'm at that point where I see if my Gallic charge idea works. Yeah, that reroll really helps. They've held out for a while. He's stopping me from charging the disrupted guys. But they're disrupted. Now what he can do is turn and his men decided to charge forward. Alright, let's see what I can do with this. He has some guys out of position. I'm not going to be able to do much until I get rid of those guys anyway. I'm not going to charge into there, but I can't really move my sunlights around. I really want to charge the archers, but it's just not letting me. See what we can do with these guys. If I can disrupt them, it might be worth making the charge. Mass the fire. I have to attack, there's no way they're not going to. At least this way I can do it with a bit of support. It's the reroll. Right. Leave a few cats around us. Drive them off. Alright. So this flank may be in trouble. This flank, however, I may actually have an option on. Especially if I concentrate fire on this guy. Alright, let's get this guy broken and see what happens then. Just annihilated. Yes, yes, cat, we know you're here. Well, now I'm getting tactical advice from the cat. I've reached the zenith of nadir, whichever way you want to look at it. Right, that's probably about the best I'm going to do for that. Not a good start. Yes. Right, how's this going to get worse? Yeah, it's going to eat those skirmishers. Really should have retreated them. Not too bad. Apart from those poor buggers. Break, annihilate. Goes to rise. they'll evade. Luckily, I avoid the kind of rear attack on the other guys. That could have been really nasty. Fragment. Right, if I can break them next turn, I could chain and try and pull this back a little bit. To be honest, my flank attack's not going to work, and I can't match these superior nobles. My superior troops are all horsemen. So this is pretty much going to end up as an absolute nightmare for me and annihilation. But yeah, play these things out to the end, which at this rate is not going to be very long. Then hope I get someone better for the next game. Well, not a better player. Something a bit more conducive to being horsemen. Well, that could have really done without them being disrupted. Even disordered, those guys are still beating me. Alright. Let's see, break off into a sensible position. No. Let's do that. They gave me some points. Put them there to kind of threaten the rear of anyone who comes up. Put some fire to this guy before I try and charge him, because unfortunately I now have to try and charge him. Finally, bit of luck. Let's go over to the other side where I have my one chance. Out, frag. Route. Support. Watch these guys route. Throw these guys into the impact. Move up. Put some arrows into his noblemen. Meanwhile, let's get these guys out of the way of the routing troops. Do the same with my CNC. These noblemen are annihilating me. Hopefully you won't burst through him. Right. Now you rally. Yes. Oh, this is when they break out and fall from my guy. So let's see how this collapses. There's the rear charge. I was a bit worried about that. Dragged. Now you're going to get annihilated by them. You've protected your own rear there. Those guys can evade, but they can't. Should have set those guys to not evade. But this one's already gone bad enough already. Plus side, they're in a good position to charge everyone else in the rear. Am I going to win any dice rolls today? Apparently not. Maybe that'll draw them in. They'll scatter, draw them in. That gets me past the impact charge. Means if I can hit them in the rear. No, because then these guys will be hitting the rear as well. No good choices left. Ooh, actually no. Apparently that was okay. I have a slight chance on this flank. Oh, up until that point. It's all pain here. And now he's starting to lap around my flank. I'm the one doing the flapping. There's always more men. He's always got more men. I've got more men, but they're all fleeing to the rear. Right. No, that's a bit of luck. See, I'm past the 50% mark here. I really have to do some serious luck to pull this one around. Let's see if I can turn this flank. Of course not. You silly. Move my archers forward, put some fire out. Send my boys around. Get the cavalry back. See about this. Hit the weak spots. Excellent. Follow that up with an impact shock. These guys are going to retreat back. Oh, get a general in range on that lot. Still going to get these guys hitting the rear, but yeah. Let's see if we can get these. If these guys rout, then maybe I'll be able to have them in a good position. This flank is not a good position. The best I hope is to frag them and then get an equal fight on there. Also, my javelin men can't even get into range of anyone on there. A few more casualties. Let's see what happens when they get broken. That's going straight into their... Nope, apparently not. Right. Not a great turn. What's on? I should know those guys. Bit better. Still can't attack them though. Some rallying. Rallying is always good. Failing to break off is not. At least breaking off troops turn around afterwards. Those bloody nobles. Best I can hope for is to, try at least get to 50% now. Right. So my hopes of causing like a mass, collapse have just not been realised. And he's managing to pretty well, defend himself. Wherever I punch a weak spot, he's already got more troops. Yeah. Oh, sorry. Sorry about that. Try and remember to edit out. No, they were holding well, but when there's 5 against 1, not much you can really do. Yeah, good protection of his rear. Oh, he's reached 75% because of superior though, they automatically break. Glad lights can displace for everyone else without any trouble, otherwise that would have been messy. Normally they can displace for everyone else. I'm not sure what just happened there. They thought they could do it. Bunch of fools. Right. Let's hit him in the fragmented units first, see what we can do there. Apparently not much. There we go. That'll help me casualties towards the end anyway. If I hit his fragmented, that's the best chance I've got of causing some losses. Can't really get him out. I have to pull my own general back. Skirmishes up and into action. Although putting fire to these armoured nobles is not only protected, but still not doing much. Right, I have a chance here. Although I can't apparently follow it up these guys. It would be nice if I could. Pull those guys back. Really wish I could do something about them apart from just turn them in the right direction, but oh, that was a nice dice roll. Right, I hold out for another turn. Let's see what I can get in the way of rallying. Not much apparently. Should get him past 50% before I break. Yeah, this is just for your own morale. No, the fact it's just showing me my turn is not a good thing. And they've only got 1 or 2 ways to go. Oh, that's better for me. Not casualty wise, but overall. keep sacking. My cunning plan with the cavalry just didn't work. So it may have worked against another army, but at the end of the day he's just got better foot troops and more of them. Which are all pretty good at defeating my cavalry. He's at 34. 36. If he doesn't take this guy down to a raid, I'll be surprised. Yep, 38. And he's all he's got to do is hit this fragmented guy. Yep, oh well.